Some moments in life are small, but their impact is enormous. This is the story of Amara, a 12-year-old girl with a brave heart, who fixes broken things, not just cars, but hearts too. One ordinary day, she helps a wealthy millionaire repair his prized Mustang. But what he sees next, on the ring she wears, changes everything he thought he knew about life, loss, and hope. This story isn't just about a car. It's about courage, resilience, and the quiet strength of someone who has faced more than most. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. So before we continue, make sure you like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel for more heart-touching stories that will stay with you forever. In a quiet town where life moved slowly, a young girl's heart would unknowingly cross paths with a world she never imagined. This is the story of how a small act of kindness and skill would change the course of two lives forever. The morning sun glistened over the streets of Oak Ridge. Birds chirped, neighbors waved, and children ran across the yards with school bags bouncing on their backs. Amara, a 12-year-old girl with sparkling eyes and nimble hands, was already outside her small home. Her mother, tired from her night shift, leaned on the doorway, watching Amara tighten bolts on a bicycle she had salvaged from the trash. Amara's hands were smeared with grease, but her smile was radiant. She loved fixing things, bikes, toys, even old appliances, and helping others had become her way of showing love. Amara was small, but her talent was enormous. Everyone in the neighborhood knew that if something broke, she could fix it. What they didn't know was that her talent would one day cross paths with wealth, heartbreak, and unexpected kindness. A low rumble echoed down the street. Heads turned as a sleek, midnight blue Mustang rolled in. The car gleamed, polished to perfection, its chrome edges reflecting the morning sun. Out stepped Mr. Jonathan Whitmore, a millionaire entrepreneur with kind but weary eyes, wearing a tailored suit that seemed out of place in the dusty neighborhood. His car had broken down, and no one around had the skill to help him, except Amara. Jonathan muttered to himself, "Great, not today." Amara, curious, walked closer. She noticed the young girl's gaze fixed on the car. With a gentle smile, she said, "I can help. I've fixed worse than this." Jonathan looked at her skeptically. You're 12. Amara laughed softly, brushing grease from her hands. 12, yes. But I know cars better than most grown-ups. Trust me. Amara got to work, her small hands moving with incredible precision. She opened the hood, checked the wires, and adjusted the engine with confidence. Jonathan watched in amazement, silently realizing this little girl was extraordinary. With every turn of the wrench, Amara wasn't just fixing a car, she was teaching patience, humility, and resilience. And Jonathan, for the first time in years, felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Hours passed, the sun climbed higher, and finally, the Mustang roared back to life. Jonathan's eyes widened. "Amara, you did it. I've never seen anyone do this before." Amara grinned, shrugging modestly. "Like I said, just trust me." Jonathan handed Amara a bottle of water, finally taking the time to notice her hands. Grease-stained, small, but capable. He asked, gently, "Do you go to school around here?" Amara nodded. "Yeah. I help my mom sometimes too. She works nights." Jonathan felt a pang of emotion. The world he lived in, luxury, business deals, and endless meetings, was so far removed from this simple, honest life. Sometimes, it's not the grand gestures, but the quiet strength of a small heart that changes everything. As they finished, Amara pulled her hands out of the pockets of her overalls and stretched. Jonathan noticed a glint on her finger, a delicate ring, modest but beautiful. His curiosity sparked. "That's a lovely ring. Does it mean something?" Amara's smile faltered for a moment. "It belonged to my dad. He passed away a few years ago. It's the only thing I have left of him." Jonathan's chest tightened. He felt the weight of her story. Loss, courage, and perseverance all wrapped into one small, fearless girl. It was a small ring, but to him it spoke louder than any words. It told a story of love, resilience, and the quiet power of a young heart that had seen too much yet still believed in kindness. Over the next few weeks, Jonathan found himself visiting the neighborhood more often. He would ask Amara for advice on engines, but really, he was drawn to her spirit. Neighbors whispered about the Millionaire and the little girl with grease-stained hands, but neither cared. Their bond was simple: respect, trust, and a mutual love for fixing what's broken, whether it's a car or a heart. Sometimes, connections happen in the most unexpected ways. And sometimes, they remind us of what truly matters: love, kindness, and the courage to keep going. One evening, a storm swept through Oak Ridge. The Mustang broke down again, this time during a heavy downpour. Jonathan panicked, but Amara arrived, determined and fearless. She worked tirelessly, her small hands steady even in the rain. When she finally finished, the car roared to life again. Jonathan, soaked and shivering, looked at her in awe. You never give up, do you?" he asked. Amara smiled, tired but proud. "Never. Not when it matters." Days later, Jonathan invited Amara and her mother to his estate. He wanted to show gratitude, but more importantly, he wanted them to see that small acts can create big ripples. While touring the garage, Jonathan noticed another small ring on Amara's hand. This one, a tiny repair charm she had made herself, attached to a necklace around her neck. Jonathan's eyes softened. You fix everything, Amara. Not just cars. Hearts, too." Amara blushed, looking down at her hands. I just try my best." And in that moment, Jonathan realized something. The world he thought he controlled with wealth and power was nothing compared to the quiet strength and love of a 12-year-old girl with grease on her hands and courage. Months passed. Amara continued helping neighbors, fixing cars, and learning new skills. Jonathan never forgot her, visiting often, supporting her dreams of becoming an engineer. Sometimes, life hands us moments we will never forget. And sometimes, a little black girl with a heart of gold can change the life of a millionaire and remind him what truly matters: kindness, love, and courage. In a world full of chaos and noise, it's the small hearts, the quiet courage, and the gentle hands that can fix more than just broken cars. They can fix souls, they can change lives, and they can remind us all of what's truly important. Some people come into our lives for a moment, and some leave a mark that lasts forever. Amara, with her courage, kindness, and quiet strength, reminded a millionaire, and all of us, that it's not wealth or power that changes the world, but the heart and the choices we make. If this story touched you, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that inspire, move, and stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Remember, even the smallest hands can make the biggest difference.